Okay, guys, I think today we're gonna have some fun, or at least we're gonna try to. What screen am I sharing? I wonder. I hope I'm sharing the right screen. Let me reshare it just in case. Okay, here you go. So we have prompts. Prompts it is. Prompts are given before, no, let's start with the beginning. Prompts, they're supplementary antecedent stimulus that are introduced to evoke the desired response. What does that mean? It basically means it is an antecedent stimulus that you want to do to get the person to do the desired response, engage in the desired response. I've seen mocks that say that if the person doesn't engage in the desired response, what you told them or what you did is actually not a prompt. I looked it up in the book. I couldn't find it. Maybe I need to do more research to find it. So that's it. Next one is prompts. What are we talking about? We have stimulus prompts and response prompts. Stimulus prompts, response prompts. Stimulus prompts, response prompts. The stimulus prompts, they act on the antecedent stimulus. They call attention to the stimulus that needs the help. So the stimulus prompts act on the antecedent stimulus. On the contrary, response prompts, they act on the response. So basically, whatever it is that you're gonna do, if you're gonna do it to the stimulus, if you're gonna be touching, this is the stimulus, this is the example that I'm gonna give. I want you to, this is a heart and a start. So I want you to match start with start. Start with start, right? I want you to match start with start. If I tell you to match start with start, and you don't know how to do it, and I do this, is that a stimulus prompt or a response prompt? What am I touching? I am touching the stimulus. So that is a stimulus prompt. I got it. I matched it correctly. Awesome. Got it? Okay. Now, what I just did right now, that type of prompt, that type of stimulus prompt, because I'm touching the stimulus, that is called movement. It's called a movement prompt because you're either touching it, tapping it, or pointing to it, okay? Maybe there are more options, but that's the ones that I found. The other one, it's called, the other type of stimulus prompt is called position, which is placing the item closer to the individual. It's right there, I'm here, so I'm gonna say, this is, let's say that the person is sitting, my watch is the client. So the client, the stimulus is closer to the client. Again, what am I moving? I'm moving the stimulus. This one stayed where it was. I'm moving the stimulus. I know the client's not gonna get it, you know, based on the information that I have from the past, so I immediately do a stimulus prompt. What type of stimulus is that? It's called positioning. And then, or position, they have a position, but I think, and then I'm able to match it because it's closer to the client, okay? The next one is redundancy. That one, we need to find a good example because to tell the truth, I'm not completely sure. I think I read somewhere that it's, let's say, that I want you to start, I want you to match a start. Let's go back to the original. I want you to match a start with a start. A start with a start. So I have this one's orange, and the other one it's pink, right? So I want you to match a star with a star. So I give you this, you don't get it, so I'm gonna do a redundancy. So redundancy that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna color the two stars the same color. So you can just you don't just get it by the fact that they're stars, but also by the fact that they have the same color. But again, I think I read it somewhere. I couldn't find it today. Okay, guys? So it's match, redundancy is the same color. Where I read it, if I'm correct, they also had, like, for example, they have like the same color, the same outline, the same shape, or the same, like both have a sticker in the corner where they can match, that type of thing. Okay, so we're still in a stimulus prompt. In all the three ones, I moved the stimulus. So let's start again. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna give you a stimulus prompt, and you're gonna tell me which type of prompt I'm doing. What is that one? Movement, position, or redundancy? Movement, correct. Okay, I'm gonna do the next one. According to what I think I read, but let's do the next one. Okay, I'm gonna do not just star, but I wanna do the star with the same color as the one that I want you to match with. So that would be this one, and I am able to do it. This one is redundancy. Let me read you the definition for redundancy. It's one or more stimuli or response dimensions are paired with the correct choice. We know that. I don't know. Well, anyways, so the next one I'm gonna do is this one. This is the client. This is the stimulus. I want you to match. I give you this one. Hey, watch, match. Okay, watch goes and match. I'm able to do it. There you go. Okay, that's all for now. I'm gonna pause and then continue later. Okay, let's continue. Now let's do response prompt. Again, the definition for response prompt is act on the response itself. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do this, right? I wanna do the same order that I had it. It's a very fancy equipment here that I have. Very, very fancy. Guys, in our field, stickers are good for everything. Multi-functioning stuff. Okay, here you go. Okay, that's a heart. It's a little crooked, but it's a heart and it's a star. So now we're gonna do the three types of response prompt. But let me say them first. They're verbal. There's verbal. In the verbal, it includes not just spoken language, but also written information and signs. And they also have pictures, okay? I'll change it later. Okay, so the modeling. Modeling is when the therapist visually demonstrates the response. And the last one is physical. Full or partial physical guidance, okay? So let's do this one. So verbal, I remember, what I want is for you to match the response that I want you to do. You are the client, or the watch is the client, whatever works for us now. Right now, if you're the client, I want you to match start to start, okay? Can you see it? I want you to match start with start. Start with start. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I want to use a verbal prompt, which is a response prompt called verbal prompt. How do I do that? I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds to see if you can answer it. Jenny, I don't know. Oh, Jenny, look, it's right here. Jenny, I know what to do. Okay, so here we go, guys. Verbal response prompt. The watch is the client again. Hey, watch, match, match, start with start. And the watch is a little, and she goes, here you go, start with start. Good job, watch. Oh my goodness, you are awesome. High five, high five. Okay, there you go. That's verbal response prompt, okay? So now let's do the next one, it's modeling. How do we do modeling response prompt? The watch, this one's gonna be hard for me to do. The watch needs to give it to them. So I'm gonna just sort of shake it in front of their hand and model it, model it. I don't do hand over hand, I just model it. Shake it, make sure the watch is looking at me, and then match. And that's exactly what they have to do. And then they do it. Boom. Oh my goodness, you did it. That is so fantastic. Do you want a new band? Is it called band? I'm gonna get you a new one. And they're like, oh yes, that's the reinforcer I wanted. Okay? That's modeling response prompt. It's everything has to do with the response. You see, I haven't touched the stimulus. The minute I touch the stimulus, it becomes a what? Response prompt or stimulus prompt? Stimulus prompt. I'm not touching it. That's a good tip. That's a good way to remember, I think. Okay, the next one is physical. So full or partial physical guidance. So again, let's pretend the watch is my client. And I think I have a visitor. Okay, the watch is my client. Let me see if I can do it really fast. And this is the watch little cute hand. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. So I'm gonna say match. Okay, so we were finishing physical response prompt. Okay, again, you're gonna see I'm not gonna touch the stimulus, right? So we're gonna do, this is physical, this is the hand, the watch is my client. I'm gonna use full physical. I'm gonna grab the watch hands, I'm gonna show him. Match. There you go. I did it. Yeah, watch, you did it. Oh my goodness, you're so fantastic. Look at his cute little hand. Okay, let's do, again. We're gonna do the whole thing again, okay? So ready, set, go. Okay, I'm gonna do.
Mom, can you open up?
Okay, so now I'm gonna do it really quick. You're gonna tell me what it is, okay? Ready, set, go. I asked the client, match. Well, I'm sorry, let me do it again. Before I tell him to match, I wanna do it with before. So I do this. This is the line where they're supposed to be. So you can have a reference. I do that. I do this. I'm gonna present it to the client like that. And I say to the client, match. And the client matches. So I tell the client, match, and he does it. Match, I give it to the client and tell him, match, and he does it, okay? Again, the watch is my client. Okay, so what type of prompt is that one? I'm gonna ask you, is it stimulus prompt or response prompt? It's a stimulus prompt. Which type of a stimulus prompt is it? We have three options. Is it movement? Is it position? Is it redundancy? It is position. We know it's a stimulus prompt because we moved the stimulus. Moved the stimulus. It's position because we reposition it. Okay? Let's go back to its original place. So I'm gonna ask the client, here the client has the, I'm gonna ask the client to, the watch is my client. Match, this is the client's hand. What am I doing? Stimulus prompt or response prompt? You're right, it's response prompt. Did I move the stimulus? No, I didn't touch it, I didn't move it, I did nothing to it. So I know it's easy that it is a response prompt, okay? So which of the three types of a response prompt is it? Is it verbal, modeling, or full of physical? It's physical. I moved his hand. Could be full physical or partial physical. Okay? Good job, guys. Okay, so the next one. I'm gonna ask you one more question and then I'm gonna let you go. Okay, here's the one. I'm gonna do it fast, okay? He has the thing that I need him to match. That's the hand. I'm gonna do match. Which one is that one? Stimulus prompt, response prompt? Stimulus prompt. Did I touch it? Did I touch the stimulus? Yes. So it has to be a stimulus prompt. What type of stimulus prompt is it? Movement. I touched it. Okay? Movement. I touched it. There was movement on top of it. That's the best way to think about it. There's movement on top of the stimulus. On the stimulus, there's movement. Okay, so I'm gonna give you, I think I have time for more. Okay, so this is the client's hand, that's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, match the start to the start. And then the client matches. Nice. So what type of prompt is that one? Stimulus prompt or response prompt? Did I touch the stimulus? Did I do anything to the stimulus? No. So it has to be a response prompt. What type of response prompt was it? Verbal, modeling, or physical? It was verbal. Okay, good. Okay, here's the last one. He has the stimulus, he has the thing there. And I say match. Yeah, I said, yes, that's right. Match. And then I do the movement. What is that? Stimulus prompt or response prompt? I think by the end of this video, we're really gonna get it. Stimulus prompt or response prompt? Response prompt. I almost said it wrong. Response prompt. Why? Did I touch the stimulus? No, I didn't do anything to this stimulus. I didn't move it, I didn't do anything. So which type of stimulus prompt was it? Again, this is what I did. That is modeling prompt. Modeling response prompt. That's the way I'm gonna call it so I can remember it, okay? I think we're golden. If we have any questions, please put them below. And we are gonna learn this. Yes, we are. I'll shoot another video later to teach about the how to fake prompts, which is another thing. But we're gonna take it step by step. It's gonna be easy.